First round already. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, so we got the 22, the Ruger Mark IV out here today. This is the Mark IV target, and I've already actually upgraded and put the Volquartsen trigger in it. And I gotta be honest, I came out here about a week ago to shoot it, and it was getting light strikes on like 50% of the rounds. Like every other round I would shoot, I'd have to clear a malfunction. And I'm using this Blazer ammunition, and you know, from what I'm told, like it's not bad ammo. I mean, it's probably not the best, but you know, I'm not an expert on 22, but at the same time, you know, I shot 22s as a kid, target ammo or anything, and nothing ever malfunctioned on me. Now, what I think it might be is when I installed the Volquartsen trigger, I installed a lightened hammer spring. So what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to need to pick up a titanium firing pin from Volquartsen and see. But anyways, I wanted to come out here today just to shoot it, just to see, you know, what's going on. After the last range trip, I actually went home, I took the bolt apart and cleaned everything thoroughly, firing pin included, just to make sure that there wasn't any buildup in there. But let's put some rounds through it and see if it'll shoot and see what happens. So yeah, not near as many light strikes as I got last time. I'll be honest with you, what did we get, like 2 or 3 out of 10 right there? Last time that I came out here, it was like 50 to 60% of the rounds were light striking. So that tells me that it might be a firing pin thing, because I cleaned the crap out of that firing pin and the bolt. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm gonna upgrade the crap out of this with Volquartsen parts and maybe some Tandemkross parts in the future. Let's put some more rounds through it. Maybe it just needs to be broke in more. Let's see. All right, so it seems to be clearing up a little bit. I only got 2 light strikes out of those 10. Let's keep going. You know, maybe this gun just needs to be broken in, because, you know, I will be honest, it was probably not wise of me to upgrade the trigger before ever putting rounds through it, but whatever, we'll figure it out. All right, so I got another mag loaded up. We're gonna be doing another 10 rounds. So far, we're getting about 20 to 25% of the rounds we're shooting are light striking. Let's just keep going. One, 2. So 2 out of 10 on that mag. Let's try another mag. 1, 2, 3. Had 3 of them on that one, so 2 and 3. First one, that's funny. 2, 3, 4, holy shit, 5. Wow, 50% of those rounds. That's what happened to me on the last range trip, except it was with every single magazine. It seems to be, you know, the more I shoot the gun, that maybe it's getting gunked up where the firing pin is and things like that. I don't know what really the cause is. I'm actually gonna call 22 Plinkster when I'm done here on the way home and just see what he recommends and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we went from 20%, 30% to 50% light strikes. So that's a really weird. All right, so I'm gonna call Volquartsen and 22 Plinkster, and then let's head to the house. Let's take a look at this up close, and if I learn anything after talking with them, we'll talk about that as well.
All right, guys, so we're going to be starting something very new for this channel. So today we're talking about the Ruger Mark IV, and I've already upgraded the trigger to a Volquartsen trigger group. So welcome back, my beautiful PewTubers. Hope you guys have been well. I just want to give a big shout out to every single one of you guys that are watching. Thank you so much for all you guys who have been hitting that little subscribe button. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new here, if you like reviews where the reviewers don't get paid off just to say nice things, then consider hitting the subscribe button. Just a FYI, guys, you know, we're going to be modding the crap out of this gun. I'll put a link below to a blog post that I have where you can find links and coupon codes for not only the Mark IV, but for the accessories and things that we're going to be putting onto it in the future. Quick story from my childhood. The Ruger Mark III was actually the first handgun that I ever fired when I was like 11 or 12 years old. So the Ruger Mark series pistols, they do have kind of a place in my heart, you know, from my childhood. However, and I didn't want to get a Mark III because because they're really difficult to take apart when you want to clean them and stuff. And so I went with the Mark IV because they are super easy to take apart and clean and modify. So far, we've got the Volquartsen trigger already in here. This trigger's pulling at like 1.5 or 2 pounds. It's amazing. And I already have an install video. I'm not going to put it on YouTube. It will be on my website. So I'll put a link below on how you can install these Volquartsen triggers on the Mark IV. So that will be there if you do want to get this trigger and how you can install it. Just a heads up, it's kind of a pain in the butt. You kind of need 3 hands to install it, but hopefully my tutorial will definitely help you out. So with all that being said, let's just dive up close. Let's take a look at the Ruger Mark IV. And then at the very end, we'll talk about what my experiences have been. All right, guys, so here we are up close with the Ruger Mark IV. And like I said earlier, this one is the Target series. I kind of went back and forth between this one and the 2245 that's already tactical. I have a lot of nostalgia for this one, so this is the one I went with. Now, this one already has the Target sights on it, hence the name Target model. It's got your checkered grips. It's also got, I like this nice Target barrel as well. And then on the top here, you got a couple of holes if you want to throw a Picatinny rail on the top. The sights are very much adjustable. Very nice. It shoots like a dream, and I definitely am digging it. Now, this is the Volquartsen trigger. Now, I can't find my trigger pull gauge, otherwise we do a trigger test. Oh, check it out. I found my trigger pull gauge. That's awesome. I found it like in the nick of time. Let's test this trigger pull right here. Let me show you this. Let me get this. This trigger bar never wants to stay still, so I have to put my finger in there just to hold that bar. Whoa, like I told you, like 1.5 pounds. Isn't that crazy? The other cool thing that this trigger does, it removes the magazine disconnect safety. Now, you don't want to dry fire 22s a lot, but you can once in a while. And Ruger claims that it's okay to dry fire theirs. Let me just show you real quick. On the standard trigger with the Ruger, you have magazine disconnect where the trigger won't go bang when the magazine's disconnected. However, this one, take up, break, very nice. I'll show you that again. Reset, break. I mean, that is a beautiful trigger, and it shoots like a dream. And you know, because the recoil impulse of 22 long rifle is very low anyway, it's just a super easy gun to shoot. Now, just to give you a quick sneak peek of what's coming up, I'll show you this. That's all you get until the next video. Right now, what I had to do to get it to start firing consistently was I had to get, I don't even know if we can even see it in here, but down in there is the Volquartsen SureStrike titanium striker, and that straightened out of my light primer strikes that I was getting. At first, I thought I was gonna have to buy the Volquartsen bolt that you can get with it, but thankfully, that wasn't the case at all. And you're back together and good to go. The magazines hold 10 rounds of 22 long rifle. I believe I got 4 of them. It comes with 2 in the box. Let's jump up top real quick. Let's talk about future mods that are coming up, and then let's talk about what my first impressions are overall with the Ruger Mark IV Target. Back up top. So let's talk about my shooting experiences with it so far. Okay, so I kind of made a little bit of a boo-boo. I received the Mark IV and the Volquartsen trigger at the exact same time. And because of that, I actually installed the Volquartsen trigger before I ever even fired the gun, which may have been a mistake because I was getting a lot of light primer strikes. And that's because the hammer spring has been lightened, so you get a lightened trigger pull. It makes sense. It's kind of like AR-15s. You know, you can get a lighter trigger, but unless you have like an advanced drop-in trigger system, you know, like the hyperfires that give you more hammer spring, 22 long rifle being rimfire, it can inherently give you light strikes anyway. But I was getting a ton of light strikes. I mean, a ton of them. I was like, dude, like, why would anyone buy this trigger? Yada, yada. Well, anyways, I sent a text to 22 Plinkster. I was like, hey man, what's going on here? And he goes, dude, you need to get the Volquartsen titanium. I think it's called the SureStrike Firing Pin. There'll be a full build list over at my website, link below for that. He's like, yeah, I had the same experience. You got to get the Volquartsen SureStrike Firing Pin, and it alleviated all of the issues. So it wasn't even an ammo thing. It was the hammer spring was just too light for the OEM firing pin. Now, once I got all that installed, the dang thing shoots like a beast. I mean, it's just super easy to shoot straight. One thing about this one though, like I showed you up close, this one is the Mark IV target. There is the 2245, which has a more straight grip angle. A lot of people complain about Glock's grip angle, but this grip angle is really steep. I will say that this grip angle is a little bit difficult to get used to in the beginning. However, over time, it gets super easy. Another thing I had a lot of hard time with was, shooting Glocks and, 1911s and, things like that. You're always used to managing recoil. Everybody has a flinch. It just depends if that flinch comes before or after the trigger pull. So once you learn how to get rid of your flinch that makes you miss your target, you start flinching after the trigger pull, mitigating recoil. Well, this one, I was finding myself flinching a lot because there's virtually no recoil with this. So it is definitely a pleasure to shoot. I definitely love that. The ammo's cheap. So I have nothing but great things to say about it, especially with that Volquartsen trigger in it. I'll probably tune up this trigger just a little bit more to take out some more of that take up and reset. That way we can just fine tune it a little bit more. Now moving forward, we're going to be doing a ton of other upgrades to this, guys, and I'm not going to spoil it. Let me just put it like this. If you're following my Instagram, go find me on Instagram or Facebook, or, if you're part of the notification squad, you can actually see our community page. And I posted pictures up of what we're going to be doing to this in the future. We're going to make this thing awesome. Now, is it going to be necessary? Not at all, but it will be a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait to try it out. We're going to put some red dots on it, all that cool stuff. So let me know what you guys think of the Mark IV build. Have you ever shot a Mark IV? Have you ever thought about it? Do you like 22 long rifle? Do you not like it? Just let me know down in the comments section below. And if you like this video, just go ahead and kick the like button. Do what you gotta do. I'm not here to judge you if you don't like this video. But until next time, guys, I love you, and you guys stay sexy.